So I told the team yesterday, I'm like, yo, send the Zoom link at 7 o'clock a.m. to the bootcamp students so we can do the Sunday swings together. They just misunderstood it and thought it was supposed to be sent to the set and forget students at 7 a.m., which they didn't do either because I get on the Zoom and I see zero participants. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's everybody at? And I call them and then they're like, oh no, it was a miscommunication, blah, blah, blah. So good thing that it low-key happened because tested your guys' patience. Patience, patience, patience. Extra patience for today. Alex, I have a question. When it comes to the area of interest search, I have trouble finding them. However, I find marking up previous market structure points. I was able to identify area of interest easier. Is this a little trick? Dude, what are you asking? Like, I don't get what you're asking. All right, let's give it 2 more minutes because I see that almost everybody is in here, and then we can begin. Let me start getting my computer ready. Sunday swings. So I'm gonna do Sunday swings a little bit fast because it's gonna be how I really do it. Now, again, it might be a little confusing to some people, but don't you worry. You're gonna catch up the speed with due time. I have a problem. I have gaps in my chart. How can I take them out? Silvana, please go watch the recording. Thanks for including us in this Sunday swings. Of course. Still mad about Bitcoin and XRP? I mean, yeah, it's just an opportunity that I missed, but I know more will come around. All right, cool. I'm gonna turn off the chat and share my screen. Just for some clarity. Let me do this. If you guys can see my screen, type one. If not, type two. All right, cool. Perfect. Perfecto. All right, so whoever is enjoying right now, they'll watch the recording. All right, let's get started. So let me turn off the chat for just 1 second. All right, cool. So ladies and gentlemen, good morning to Sunday Swings. So obviously, you're not supposed to understand it fully just yet because I haven't really explained how to properly do the top-down analysis, how to properly find a day trade, a swing trade. I haven't really taught how to do any of these stuff. I'm just doing this out of ethic to those experienced traders that are kind of ready for that. And for those intermediate traders now, so they can kind of visualize and understand what's ahead, right? So I always start off with the cryptos just to warm up the eyes to the charts. Ethereum, I have a bias where I'm expecting for it to come back and retest this neckline of the left head and the right shoulder. And then from there, I'll be interested in buying. Dogecoin, just waiting for some type of pullback. If you notice what we've been talking about lately, this market structure, if you were to look at it like this, is it at a one, two, or three? One is at the higher high or lower low, which is at the highest point or the lowest point. Two is on the way to the area of interest, and three is at the area of interest. Very clearly, we are at the higher high here. We are not at an area of interest. We are not at on the way. We are very bullish. And when you buy something, you don't want to buy at the highest high. You always want to buy on the discount. That's where you make the money. You don't make the money on the peak price of something. Waiting for the pullback. Bitcoin, same situation, bro. If Bitcoin hits 100,000 for this year, like that would be so crazy. And you know what I feel like personally about Bitcoin? That I don't think this bull run is making as much noise. Maybe there's just so much other shit going on around the world, but I don't see this being talked about remotely anywhere as much as when it did it here. I feel like when it did it here, people thought that the world was like done, like holy shit, Bitcoin's gone. But for some reason, I don't get that same energy from it here now. I feel like people are like, oh yeah, Bitcoin hit 100,000. I mean, yeah, everybody expected it, it's gonna keep going up. So that's kind of concerning because if that is people's perception, this just means that it's going to become more and more normal for this to continue to create highs and highs and highs and highs and highs and highs. So I don't know. I personally believe that this is still just getting started. I still believe this has so much more to it. And it's kind of crazy how we've hit the highest, basically the most known crypto has. And it's not mainstream. Maybe because it happened at the same time as politics and the whole politics things as well. To me personally, I haven't seen it on my feed anywhere near as I used to. So I don't know if there's some type of direct correlation there. The media owns, like, the media tends to be left-winged. And what a coincidence, the first time this guy gets into president, boom, all this shit goes up. And they don't want to talk about it. I don't know. It's weird. You get me? We have a weird time zone. XRP. So mad at myself for this, but it's okay because it's currently at a high. And I do believe it is well overdue a retracement to continue going up. Solana, I had the opportunity to get into it. I just didn't really like this. And I missed out on about 40%. Nothing crazy compared to the other ones. NAS 100. So this is where we start doing the extra Sunday swings. Take out the zones, take out the zone. So NAS 100. I am interested, or I'm supposed to be interested at entering a trade, right? Well, before that, right? So this is where it kind of gets a little confusing because I can't go too much on how I normally do it. So I'm not going to stop for any questions. I'm just going to continue and go do what I do. And then that's it. We're just going to end it because a lot of the questions you guys are going to ask, they're going to get answered like always as we continue to go through the bootcamp. So all you got to do is just remain patient. So we're going to start off with NAS 100. Obviously, the weekly time frame is indeed bullish. This is indeed the higher high. This is indeed the higher low. If we were to put our area of interest like this, we are clearly at a level of resistance. We are at a level of resistance. 1, 2. We can look more left, even if we wanted to break the max 4-year thing. There's nothing else on NAS 100 this high. What does that mean? That this is not a valid area of interest. A valid area of interest has 3 touches. This has 2. So this is just a level of resistance. So I should not be interested in taking this trade here. Now, keep in mind, have a different type of risk appetite. So I could be interested in a trade here, but I'm not because I don't like taking trades at the highest high. And I've proven this in the past many times. I don't like trading things when they're at the highest points that the market is right now. Because it's very hard to take profits and look at where to get out because there's nothing to the left. And again, I'm going to explain that later to the bootcamp when we go into take profits, into the stop losses and all that stuff. But this, technically speaking, looks like it should continue to go up. Because one, the weekly is bullish. This right here is the daily higher low. This is the daily higher high. And if we were to do a little area of interest like this started to pull back. This was right here, let's say a level of resistance because we have 1 and 2, not a valid level of support and resistance, how it is, for example, with this one. So here we have resistance 1, 2, and 3. Wow, holy shit. Now this is a valid area of interest. And what a coincidence, the price stopped there. Wow. What a coincidence, price rather stop at an area with 3 touches than 2 touches. Wow. Shouldn't that mean something? Maybe it should. But you know what? I don't want to be a conspiracy guy. But obviously, the more it touches, the more it's prone to be respected. The less touches, the less prone it's to be respected. If we were to put another area of interest in this chart, we can potentially get this spot right here, where we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what a coincidence, we have the EMA there. Holy shit. You know what? Let's add a little bit juicier. Let's add a round psychological level. 500, 0. Oh. Wow. What do we also have? A round psychological level here. Student here too. Drop it in the middle. What do we have? See where 20,000 is. Oh, too low. So we don't have a round psychological level there. That's pretty much it. This is what we've done so far. We've understood how to tell if it's bullish or bearish, and then we've understood how to put an area of interest. You guys see how easy it is? Now you know exactly where this market is. Like you literally know where it is. You know if it's at the top, if it's at the bottom, if it's well, you guys don't really know that just yet. I'm going to teach that literally on Monday. Monday's going to be a very important class. I'd argue that it's probably going to be the second most important class. So keep in mind about that. So just going to make a quick pause and ask you guys if this all makes sense. Say yes. If it doesn't, say no. Everything we're doing so far, right? And it's crazy how it's making sense because remember earlier you guys didn't really know it like this, and now it's very easy and you can literally see it right away. Trust me, with Monday and Tuesday's class, it's going to become a lot easier. Sick. These are the results. So 98%. Does that make sense? Cool. So I'm going to keep going at this speed. So yeah, Euro JPY, I'm basically just not interested at all because we're at the highest point. That's basically it. I don't care if it has 1,000 areas of interest here with 10 points. I'm not interested because it's at the highest high. It's that simple. Next, Euro JPY. All right, we have lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low. We're creating the last potential higher low. We can be shifting this area of interest from here to here. I have 1, 2, and 3. Lower this. 1, 2, 3. We technically have this as the higher high. We technically have this as the higher low. We haven't body closed under, so it's technically still bullish. Daily time frame. This is technically the. Do we count this as the higher low or not? Well, let's find out. If this is the higher low, 2 candlesticks, we go to the left, right? Because do we count this as the higher high? Or do we count this as the higher low? Or do we count this as the higher low? It's not clear. Let's go look left for 3 touches. What do we have here? We have, wow, we're already by April. One, I mean, technically one. Little tricky one. It is a little tricky one. So this is the weekly area of interest. For buys. Just so we know what this is. Daily, I know I have something marked off here like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can squeeze it up a little bit, get this one. 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? It's a very valid area. And then 7 here. Honestly, I think I might have to count this as a higher low. Just because a little tricky. Obviously, when you look at it on the line chart, it's very obvious. But under the candlesticks, now I'd have to explain the difference, right? For now, let's not count it. So technically, the daily time frame would still be bullish. This is the higher high. This is the higher low. So technically, we are at the last potential higher low area of interest for the daily. So if this were to be the daily right here, if this were to be the daily higher low, this would be the higher high. You would find areas of interest. This is basically the last one, which is at the higher low. You have the support, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here you have a mix of daily and weekly area of interest, basically down here where it's at, since it has not body broken under. So we have a weekly and a daily area of interest in this area to buy. So clearly it's a very strong level of support. When we're above, we go up. When we're under, we go down. Currently, we're above, so we expect to go up. On the weekly, when we're above, we go up, especially when we touch the EMA. When we're under, especially when we touch the EMA, we go down. Simple. If all this makes sense, say yes. If not, say no. Perfect. Quick poll, 95% understand that it is. Awesome. So this is our first analysis. So if I were to be interested in buys, so we have weekly, daily bullish, where do I buy? Yeah. So yeah, this is where things got a little tricky because I can't give like a full explanation on why I'm looking for something because I haven't taught it yet and I can't confuse you guys because there's two things that I have to explain to you guys before I actually explain to you why I'm interested in entering this trade. So I'm just gonna do it, but I'm not gonna explain it. So you're probably not gonna understand, and that's the whole point. It's because you have to learn it. I can't teach you something or explain to you something and ask you if you understand without you even have learned it in the past. So please be patient. It's going to make sense in the next couple of days. But for right now, for me, Euro JPY, I'm not interested at all. Like, done. I'm going to leave it here at the top just because we have a bunch of notes on it up here and all this stuff. Cool. Next, CAD JPY. Weekly time frame. Structure is technically bullish. This was the lower low. This was the lower high up here. We body candlestick close under, lower low. Then this became the lower high. We broke above, higher high. This is the higher high. And then is this the higher low or not? Cool. Looks like one candlestick, but it could look like two. If we look left at this area, just to be sure, we have one tap and two taps and not really three because that's one candlestick. So I would not count this as the higher low. It's not super clean. It's not super clear. It doesn't even have two candlesticks. We just did it for the example. So that's not the higher low. The head of the snake would come here and then it would just go straight through here. This one's a lot clearer than the other one. The other one was a little tricky. So here we have this. Oh, what do we have here? We body candlestick closed above the line. Yes, sugar. Then this becomes the higher high. You do the snake trick. This indeed does become the higher low. So yes, just because it broke above the line that much, that is a break of structure. There is a break of structure here above this high. This becomes a new high. It's just facts. That bodies is higher than this one. So if these bodies are higher than this one, it simply makes that the high. And this is the new higher low. It's very simple. Weekly bullish, daily. Daily, daily. Are we bullish or are we bearish? Are we bullish or are we bearish? Let's do a quick poll. Are we bullish or are we bearish? Take your time. Take your time, but no. All right, you know what? I love to see it. I don't know how people answer the poll. So like I'm talking about the second that I drop the poll, it's like 30% full. I feel like why a lot of you guys like fat finger it. We're not in a rush, guys. The market's closed. Even if you're right or wrong, you can't do anything about it. Take your time. Take your time. No rush. All right, 8% left. Okay, these are the results. 78% bearish, 22% bullish. Those 22% is the same ones that I talked about yesterday. You guys should highly go watch the recording. So this is indeed bearish. I don't understand how you would claim that it's bullish. Even if you don't have the line chart, let's say you would understand that this was the higher low and that this was the higher high. You can clearly see that this candlestick has body closed under that structure level. It's very clear that the daily time frame is bearish. Cool. That's everything we've done so far. You understood that. The 4-hour is very bearish as well. Higher low, higher high, higher low. Bearish. Weekly. And I know you guys are probably ready to ask me some questions right now, but I can't answer them because they haven't been taught just yet. So CAD JPY, I'm not interested. All right, so remember, come back to this on week 4 of the bootcamp. So this is week 3 that we're pulling up to now. So next week, we're going to come back to this. Weekly time frame, we're obviously at a very lower low. Daily time frame, we are very clearly at a very strong lower low. And the 4-hour time frame, we are bearish as well. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Creating structure right now. I am not interested. NZDJPY. It's crazy. I've been waiting for this breakout for ages and it didn't happen. Weekly time frame. Are we bullish or are we bearish? Are we bullish or are we bearish? Okay. Okay, correct. So we have 87% claim that it's bullish, 13% bearish. Once again, I don't know how 30% can claim that it's bearish. I even put the lines up for you. Clearly, this was the lower high. This was the lower low. We body closed above. This is now the higher high. And then this becomes the higher low. There's been no body candlestick closure above this, meaning that it is still bullish. So we are bullish in the weekly. Daily time frame, we are bearish and very choppy. I'm not interested. USD CAD, we are very bullish on the daily, very bullish on the weekly. We somewhat look like we created a higher low. I'm not interested. So again, you guys are probably filled with questions, and don't worry. I'm going to answer all of them in due time. Just be patient. Hold on. This call is not meant for the beginner intermediate traders right now. This is meant for the experienced traders, just doing this out of ethic and to kind of give you guys some of the markets that I'm going to be interested in for this week. And you guys can watch them together alongside with me and have a little bit of context more than the average person. But you're not supposed to fully understand this. Not interested. So up to right now, I haven't been interested in one single market. And this is why we trade many different markets, because we look for one specific pattern on all these markets. And if that market does not give us that pattern, we don't take the trade. It's crazy how many different opportunities came back to this. We got one, we got two, and now we got fucking three. And this shit waked me up. So here I got faked out. It is what it is. Oh. Not interested. Euro AUD. Not interested. GBP CAD. Interesting. All right. So I want you guys to look at this chart, right? And I want you guys to tell me, are we bullish or are we bearish? Take your time. Are we bullish or are we bearish? Hmm. I'm actually very disappointed in this poll. Very disappointed. And this is why I wanted to ask in this poll. I am very disappointed. Very disappointed. And I want to know why. I want to know why there's some confusion in this. I'm gonna let everybody have a chance to fill it out. I really, really, really want to know why. And I just want to embed into your guys' head the simplicity that this is, and you might be overcomplicating it. Okay. These are the results, which again, I'm very disappointed. 56% claim that it's bullish and 44% claim that it's bearish. This leads me to understand that 44% of this class is still not at the level that I need them to be, or they are just not taking their time with looking at the analysis, because I'm going to literally explain something again for the 100th time. I'm not going to do anything different. I'm just going to literally do it taking my time. That's the only thing I'm going to do different. So I'm just going to do this, right? I'm just going to do this. What do we have here? A higher high, right? And what do we have here? A higher low, right? We've said this before. If we close above, we continue bullish. If we close under, we're bearish. Okay. Okay. Cool. That just looks like a potential higher low. We keep going. Okay, cool. We body closed above. So this definitely becomes the new higher high. Now, where's the higher low? Okay, if that's the head of the snake, we start having the pullback. This becomes the higher low. Okay, cool. We keep it going. If that's the higher high and that's the higher low, if we break above, we continue bullish. If we break under, we continue bearish. Oh, wow. What do we have here? A very big break above. So this becomes the higher high. And where's the higher low? Does the higher low stay here? Does it move to here? Just for this example, we're not going to go back and do any research on this structure point, right? We're not going to do any research on it. Just for now, for this example, I'm going to put this as the higher low, right? This is going to be the higher low. Let's keep looking. Let's keep going. All right. We haven't body closed above this, which means that we are still technically very much bullish. All right, cool. And we're broken under, which means that we are still very much bullish. Okay, cool. Body never closed above this higher high or closed under this higher low. Even if you were confused if this was the higher low or this was the higher low, price never closed under it. Why would you claim that this is bearish? Really, think about it. Just because you see a lot of red candlestick and it's been in here for a while, you're going to claim that this is still bearish. I explained to you guys, we have a higher high and we have a higher low. We could be inside of this higher high and higher low for a decade, and the structure technically is still bullish. That's exactly what's going on here. So ask yourself, because again, I don't know what your thought process was behind this, but ask yourself, why did you think that this was bearish? Oh, because I couldn't identify if that was the higher low or not. Even if you identified it, it never closed under it. This never was the higher low because it never body closed above. So where's your confusion? Ask yourself. The person that's going to make you really successful here is yourself, and you holding yourself accountable for situations like this. Because if you don't do it, nobody else will. I'm giving you all the resources that you need for you to understand this correctly. And if for whatever reason you're not, it's because you're not doing something correctly. So if 50% of the class does get it and 40% does it, there's something that you're doing wrong and you're overthinking. Stop trying to make it perfect. Like, just make it make sense. Okay, even if this is the higher low, is it going to be bearish? No, it never closed under. So does that bring some clarity to the people that got this wrong? Just say yes or say no. And I literally knew that was going to happen. You didn't even need the lines for that one. So I don't want to hear any excuses. These are the results. So I'm glad that now it makes sense. Cool. Weekly is bullish. Daily is bearish. 4 hour is bullish. This thing is all over the place. I am good. NZD USD. Would you look at that? Super bearish. Super, super, super bearish. I'm good. And again, I'm sure a lot of you guys are filled with questions. Just be patient. What do we have going on here? Oh, we got bearish, yes. This next class is going to clear up a lot of things. Okay, I already know it. I'm not interested. Dude, are we going to have any markets for this week? Oof. This market, I'm just not interested as a whole. This is very, very, very choppy in this area. And I'm not interested in choppy markets at all. I'm interested in clean, trending, flowing markets, not choppy markets. This has been stuck here in the same spot for about 56 days. And I don't want to be part of another 56 days inside my trade. Next, USDCHF. We're at a higher high. We're very bullish. Not interested. NZD CAD. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dude, what the fuck is going on here? There's like literally a million zones in here. I'm gonna, this one makes no sense. This makes no sense. I just gotta take all these lines. Okay, I like this one. Okay, I like this one a lot. Basically, I'm waiting for my entry signal here to take the trade to the downside. That's basically it. I like this right here. It's my trade. Not exactly like this, not my exact stop loss, not my exact take profit, but this is the trade that I'm interested in. Weekly time frame is bearish. Daily time frame is bearish. And the 4 hour time frame is bearish. Majority of the time frames are bearish, meaning that we are going to be trading with the trend here, which is what we always want to do. So we are bearish. So for now, I'm interested in this market. We'll break down more details later throughout this week. Well, the details will be broken down by themselves. Cool. Next is GBP/USD. I know I'm not interested. Not interested. AUD/JPY. Having that. Not interested. Euro USD. I hate having so many lines on my chart. I literally hate it. There. So much better. I'm not interested. Doesn't matter anyways. Whoa. That what I do. I don't like it. Terrible week to do Sunday swings for the first time. There's a lot of trades that I'm just not interested in. And usually it's really not like this. Usually I have like 4 or 5. But right now we're not. We're only probably looking like one this week. And this hasn't happened in a while, probably in like 2 months. But you know what? That's good. Let's show you guys the process of elimination and like how raw you have to be. Remember, like you are here taking on a risk. You don't want to take risk on something that's not worth it. You don't want to just get blinded by potential endless opportunity that you think that the market's giving you. So you're supposed to be raw, you're supposed to be harsh because you're fucking putting up money. And you don't want to be unselective with where you want to put that money at risk. You want to be as selective as you possibly could be. All right, I like this trade. It won't make sense to you guys into like the last week, but I like this trade. There's one of these like degenerate trades. Yeah, it's just what I like about it. Retest, and then we'll sell. This is a crazy level of resistance right here. This is a crazy level. Right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm basically gonna wait for this pullback up to here to then sell. CAD JPY. Okay, cool. We already analyzed this one. So for this whole entire week, we only have 2 pairs that I'm interested in. We have NDD CAD, which we're looking to sell either from area of interest 1 or wait for it to pull back all the way to area of interest 2 and then sell at area of interest 2. We're going to wait for our entry signal here. If we get it, we take it. If not, we'll wait for our area of interest here. We get it and we take it. Obviously, they both have different risk to rewards and how all that works. I'm going to be explaining later in this week. GBP JPY, just going off of simple structure, we understand that this market is obviously bearish and we're going to be waiting for price to have a pullback. So you can tell if we were to mark off this as the lower high right here and this as the lower low right here, as we start getting the pullback, 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 we obviously run into this area first, right? So this is the first area. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's area of interest 1. We start coming back, 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 boom, run into this area. We have 1 and 2. So this would be just a level of resistance and support, not a valid area because you'd want more than 3. And if we just keep coming back a little bit more, you have here clearly an area that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you would much rather have the one with 7 than this one with 2. So we completely avoid the one with 2 and we just focus on the one with 7. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just going to wait for this lower high. Once it comes here, wait for an entry signal. If we don't get it, we wait for an entry signal here. That's basically it. So how do we get the entry signal? How does it work? We're going to be doing all of that throughout this week. We're almost there, boys. We are almost there. Now, if all this makes sense, somewhat, I would expect for it not to fully make sense. Say yes, and if not, say no. Amazing. So I'm actually glad that we only have 2 pairs and we went through all of them because the process of elimination is supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to be open to any single type of trade that the market has to offer you. Same thing as when you're going to go surf. You can't be open to every single wave in the ocean. Just because there's 1,000 waves doesn't mean that you can go out there and surf every single wave. No, that's how you're going to get eaten by a shark. That's how you're going to tire yourself. That's how you're going to overexpose yourself in the ocean. You're going to be sitting at the beach and you're going to wait for that one wave. You're going to see 1,000 waves go by in the hour. And all you care about is that one. Now, when you get that one, you go out there and you only focus on that one. You don't care about the other waves in between that one big wave. So even if there is other markets that start moving, I don't care. I only focus on the ones that I set for myself to take before the week started because the type of mindset that I have right now has extreme clarity. Like even if I wanted to take this trade, I can't. So the way I'm analyzing the market is very nonchalant, is very logical based. Like I'm making a decision that makes sense. I'm not making a decision that I am doing impulsively because I want to make money. I'm making a decision because this just simply makes more sense to buy and to sell than this market, for example. And this market makes more sense to sell than to wait for something on this market. It just makes more sense. And that is what you're supposed to do on Sunday swings and when you analyze your markets. You're supposed to find what makes the most sense and stick to it and not change your bias for nobody. Not in the middle of the week, if neither of these trades give you an opportunity, you go and find another one. No, if there's no trades on your trades, there's nothing you do. You simply just set and forget and you wait until next week. This is the art of patience. Trust me, patience pays. Now, there's going to be many different people with opinions and many different people with different waves and how they're going to go surfing. And they'll probably go catch a great wave and they're going to go make money with it. But that doesn't mean that you have to. And just because you didn't do it doesn't mean that you're missing out on something. That's not the case. You're sticking to your plan and they have their own plan, or they see something that you don't. And when you do it, you see something that they don't. Don't try and see something that somebody else sees and try and make it make sense when it doesn't. And even if it does make sense, ask yourself, should I even really be doing this? Am I really following my trading plan? Am I doing this because I want the money or because I actually get it? So that's going to be what makes or breaks a trader long term. You know, you can make money with the strategy really quick because you just piece things together. And if you're good enough at just being a little patient, you'll make money. Honestly, it's really not that hard. But making the money long term is that right there. You constantly having to speak to yourself, constantly having to look yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, like, are you sure about this? Like, why are you doing this? And asking yourself something that basic can change your whole entire perspective on what you were going to do at that very moment. And I do it all the time. I just happen to not give a fuck. And I'll be like, yo, does this trade make sense? Like, nah, but who gives a shit? We'll still take it. So that's because I don't care and I'm okay with the outcome. And at no point am I going to doubt this journey or doubt the opportunities and the possibilities that the market gives you. At no point am I going to do that because I've already seen it work and I'm already a great trader and I've made a lot of money from it. But you guys can't do that just yet. You guys cannot take yourself to that extreme when you haven't even understood if it really, 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 really clicks for you. Like once it really, 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 really clicks for you, then you can start doing things that are a bit degenerate and start doing things that don't really make sense because you want to explore and test new things. But on your way up, you can't do that. You have to stick to the rules. You have to be disciplined and do everything the correct way. And then once you understand it, then you can do whatever the fuck you want. So you got to learn how to do that as well. This art of trading, it's like a big machine or like a big engine. An engine of a vehicle, if everything is not working perfect, the car is not going to run good. It's going to be fucked up. If you have one sprocket missing, if the car has no gas, if it's low on oil, whatever, it's just not going to run good. Everything needs to be working perfect for the car to run good for long periods of time. And if you notice, we're going to be trading for long periods of time. So you need everything to be working good. If you don't have one of the things, you can trade or you can drive the car, but just not for long periods of time. You just got to ask yourself, do you want to be here for a long time or for a short time? So yeah, that's pretty much Sunday swings. Very simple and kind of a little bit of a mindset behind on the actual way you're supposed to be looking at it and understanding it, not just constantly forcing an opportunity. If the trade and the opportunity doesn't click to you right away, there's no trade. It's supposed to make sense as soon as you see it. If not, don't even do it. If you notice, when I start looking at charts and I'm constantly trying to find something on it, that's it. I move on to another one because I'm not supposed to find something. It's supposed to find me. So yeah, if all this makes sense, say yes here in the poll. If not, say no. Amazing. And coming back to these recordings are going to be so, so, so crucial. I wish I had these recordings when I got started. So makes sense to 99%. We have literally 1% a fat finger. So any questions, any technical questions, anything over the top? Do I upload this too? Yes, of course. Yes, I'm going to upload this, of course. Can we please go over swap? Swap is just the fees of holding a trade, brother. I'm not going to spend 10 minutes talking about that because it does not affect your trade. So here we have some people already saying, what about this market? What about this market? Kind of like I already said, I don't care. I like the ones that I just found. That's basically it. What time is tomorrow's class? I believe every single Monday it's at 7 in the morning. I believe that's what we've been doing. Quote of the day. Quote of the day. Quote of the day. Quote of the day. I think we're able to test patience today. So quote of the day is patience. Patience, 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 patience. How long typically are Sunday swings? 30 minutes to an hour sometimes. What can I do to get better at spotting areas of interest? Joshua, after you spot 1,000 areas of interest, come back to me and ask me that same question. Until you don't have 1,000 areas of interest that you've spotted, then you don't. So the best way to get better is by getting practicing. That's the best way. Can you show your settings on the no gap indicator? Yeah, it's in the recording. Are you doing Sunday swings with all of your students after this? Yes. I'm just going to explain those two pairs and that's it. After the bootcamp ends, will you have access to the recordings? No, you're gonna get deleted, and I'm gonna kick you out of the platform. I'm never gonna talk to you ever again. Do you take those trades this week, or should we wait? I don't think you guys should be taking any trades. You guys don't even know how to enter a trade, so I don't even know how you're gonna take it. Do you go this fast during Sunday swings? Faster. I go way faster. Why are you so fast screen, whether a pair is interested or not? Is your mind already set on what you want to see in terms of patterns? Yes. It's basically what I said at the beginning as well. When I go to the market, I'm interested in looking for a specific pattern. And if I don't see it, I move on to the next. Young G, I'm not interested in watching that market, brother. You can stop spamming that. Thank you. How long do I usually take? I don't know, dude. Like, why does it matter how long Sunday swings is? It doesn't fucking matter. You didn't look at every market. I looked at every market on my watch list. Yes. Will you be doing Sunday swings on next year? No, I this is my last Sunday swings I'm gonna do. How frequently do you check the trades during the week? Once every couple of hours or whenever my alarm gets hit. Do you have every week the same watch list? Do you remove or add pairs? I believe I've answered this as well at the beginning of the bootcamp, Ali. I don't think you've just paid attention. The markets that I have on my watch list have been the same ones for years. I don't add or remove. I'm interested in certain ones within the watch list for that week. All right, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being part of Sunday Swings. I know you probably have a lot of technical questions and you have a lot of different areas that you want to attack and understand. And don't worry, that is what tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday are going to be about. So be patient. Thank you very much for being here on an early Sunday morning. Hope you guys have a great Sunday morning wherever you are in the world. Enjoy times with your family and get ready for battle this week because it's going to be the final phase of understanding how everything works so we can start officially applying the set and forget strategy together. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. Once again, put a W in the chat if you guys are ready for tomorrow. I'm hyped. I'm ready. And truthfully, this is really still, like really, really, really still only just the beginning. Thank you very much, guys. Hope to see you guys in the next class and set and forget.